The main value of crypto that I've seen right now is it has allowed people to continue engaging in the financial system of society, even though the traditional avenues have blocked them. I want to focus on the financial system because that's where we're going to talk crypto, right? That's where this conversation is going to drift into crypto, because with the blocking of the financial system, particularly because right now, you know, the whole story, go to school, get good grades, maybe go to college, get married, get a job, buy a house, have a family, but the whole boomer American dream is gone, right? Things don't work like that anymore. I mean, we talked about the institutionalization of the media. Well, how many hours could we go on about the institutionalization of the public educational system and the college and university systems, right? I mean, we're in a situation where if kids growing up participate in what society tells them to participate into, what their parents tell them to participate in, or their grandparents tell them to participate in, because when they participated in it, they were rewarded. When they follow the guidelines provided to them from society, they get punished, right? You graduate with a useless degree. No one cares about it when you're looking for a job, and you're loaded up with a completely unsustainable amount of student debt that you can't bankrupt out of, right? So we could see that the instrument of expansion is not serving the general population very clearly through these examples, right? Now,
absolutely.
And then as you know, we said before, every institution now is essentially playing whack-a-mole with all its competitors. Enter stage crypto, right? Now, if you've listened to the show at all, you know we do not believe in the barter theory of money, right? So I first want to take a stab at most crypto enthusiasts who think that the value of crypto is going to come from this like Mises-style money regression theorem from a barter concept. It doesn't work like that. We're talking a different value of crypto on the show. The main value of crypto, my opinion right now, we'll see what Nima says to this. The main value of crypto that I've seen right now is it has allowed people to continue engaging in the financial system of society, even though the traditional avenues have blocked them. Gab being a great example of this, and they're not the only example. Is that we're getting a new instrument that's up and coming that is circumventing the old financial system, which is not functioning very well anyway. Like we just said, it's becoming institutionalized. It's circumventing the old financial system to allow people who should, in quotes, should have been blocked out of society to continue to exist in society. And because of its very decentralized nature, playing whack-a-mole with it is really hard. Now, what I think we're moving on to, and I think this is where this gets really, really important, is that can crypto act as, let's go back to what we talked about at the beginning, the instrument of expansion needs to create surplus, save that surplus, and reinvest that surplus into new invention that allows you to create more surplus. Can that be done through crypto? And I think right now we're starting to see the very beginnings of it.
Absolutely.
Nima, can you talk about Mineral? The Mineral project. Because I think it's a perfect example of this.
Is a asset that was created on the Bitcoin blockchain. The bigger picture, this asset was created as a BRC under the standard that's called BRC 420, which in turn is a standard that utilizes the ordinals meta protocol. And the ordinals meta protocol is a protocol that was developed to store data on the blockchain that it'll persist on the blockchain. So it was first used to create NFTs, JPEGs, artworks and memes that people appreciate, kind of like art from way back in the days that we still appreciate today, artifacts, etc. It was a method to store data on the Bitcoin blockchain and basically create NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. But then people started creating, I guess the mineral you could call a certificate of ownership that you've invested in a project. You bought the mineral, right, in a pre-sale. You got the mineral in your wallet. You can always prove that you own that mineral in a decentralized fashion. You own the private key. You can prove ownership of the mineral. And the money is used by the company to buy Bitcoin mining equipment and mine Bitcoins. And then the profits get distributed to the mineral holders. Now, this could be done in all kinds of this.
And I just want to be clear that Bitcoin mining, we're talking actual computers in an actual space doing actual, like, there's physical equipment being purchased for this. There's something actually getting invested into. That isn't just like, oh, here's a new token, here's a new token, here's a new token. No, we're investing in real stuff to give you a profit in Bitcoin.
Exactly. And so then every day people get their Bitcoin distribution based on the amount of minerals they hold, based on some other investment mechanics. There's another token they've issued called the miner token. But this is a method. So this could be any kind of enterprise. It doesn't have to be a Bitcoin mining operation, but this is the first thing that they've done. But this is a decentralized model of issuing certificates on the blockchain that entitle you to ownership in a source of, or in a share of the profits they're generated from the business.
Well, and then in connecting what I was just saying before is that this had nothing to do with the traditional financial system, right?
Yeah, it basically circumvents the.
No one had to go to a bank. No one had to go to venture capital. You didn't have to pitch anybody.
If you could share what I'm just trying to share here on the screen. They didn't have to use. They didn't have to go to the stock market, right? They didn't have to beg for SEC approval. They just issued assets on the blockchain and got their project funded that way. And they're continuing to issue new certificates that allow them to expand their operations, allow you to profit if you keep reinvesting, restaking, etc. So this is a new model of finance. I mean, this not even pumping this particular project necessarily, right? Maybe
it's just a great example.
It's just an example of what can be done. So anyway, I guess I already explained the ordinals thing.
I think it's a great example.
What's going on here? So because we're talking about what gives crypto value, right? Now I've been saying, I don't know for how many years now, I've been saying this, that the ultimate value proposition is that you can store data on the blockchain for eternity, immutably, in a decentralized platform, something that's never existed before. But to do that, you need to pay fees in Bitcoins. That is where the ultimate demand for Bitcoin comes from. It's from the fact that you have to pay these fees to store data on the biggest blockchain ever. And guess what? This is when ordinals was discovered or proposed by Casey Rodarmor, and then people started implementing that. People started realizing, oh, wait, I have to pay really high fees to inscribe bigger data on the blockchain. But guess what? People are willing to pay those fees. So the ultimate source of crypto value is, like I've been saying, the fact that you have to pay fees to store certain data on the blockchain. Everything else flows from that. And maybe Bitcoin was always supposed to be that thing where you store certain data on the blockchain and you need the Bitcoin token for that. And that's why the Bitcoin token has value. Could be that I'm wrong. Could be maybe this thing goes away. Maybe people start developing more efficient ways of storing data. But nonetheless, it always comes down to, what do people do? What do people need their Bitcoins for? Then ultimately, you can only pay your blockchain fees with Bitcoins and with no other currency. That's the one unique thing about Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency, right? It allows you to pay transaction fees on their respective blockchain. And you pay transaction fees to store data on the blockchain. Most of the time, it's just a transaction. But a transaction itself is also just a piece of data saying, transfer 2 bitcoins from Dylan to Nima, or hopefully from Dylan to Nima.
No, hopefully from Neiman to Dylan. Give me 2 bitcoins.
Yeah, no. So I'm just saying, everything you're doing on the blockchain is a new entry on the blockchain. Whether it's, hey, transfer money from Nima to Dylan, or whether it's, hey, look, here's a funny monkey JPEG that is part of my art collection and that'll be on here forever now. Oh, guess what people start doing recently? Inscribing the Afghanistan leaks, the Afghanistan logs from WikiLeaks on the Bitcoin blockchain. So good luck.
It can never be deleted. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will always be out there forever now, dear NSA, CIA, all the other assholes. Good luck trying to whack-a-mole that out of existence. It's not going to happen. And there's going to be more of this. Is going to become a thing. People will put important info that is highly controversial and highly offensive to certain elitist or self-styled elite groups. They will put that on the Bitcoin blockchain. And this is where the value for Bitcoin flows from, ultimately from this transparency that you can put data onto a data ledger for eternity, immutably, that's decentralized, available to anyone, everywhere, and everyone, everywhere. So that creates an asset that where there's a demand, people can hold it, people can trade it, people can use it to buy things with it. People can use it to invest in projects. It has created a big pool of savings that's now sitting at, I think, something like $2 trillion. Okay, this is not dollars.
This is like government budget level. Not the U.S. government.
I mean, yeah, it's like the total treasury debt outstanding is probably something like 35 trillion or so now. So that's probably somewhat the total money in the country, but plus bank deposits, obviously. But it's getting into that ballpark, right? I mean, I think crypto's market cap will grow and grow. And here's a big pool of savings that has grown out of nothing, out of nowhere. It has grown into what it is now, and that's money that people will have ready to deploy into new projects.
And then the project that you just described, the mineral, I mean, whether or not you care about, like, okay, you bought some Bitcoin equipment so you could pay everybody some more Bitcoin, okay, whatever. No, that's missing the point. The point is these guys had a project that existed in physical space and time, and they said, we're going to utilize these tokens in order to acquire the equipment and pay the people back. Well, what's to stop? Hey, I'm going to start a company that has nothing to do with crypto.
Yeah.
But I'm going to utilize crypto in order to make that happen.
Yeah.
Right? Here's this project that we want to do, and we can completely bypass the entire, like you said, SEC, don't care about that. Some bank doesn't like me, don't care about that. I can't have a credit card, don't care about that. I can entirely do this on a decentralized network where there's no one, there's like no valve to turn off, right?
There's no
mole to hit with the whack-a-mole.
There's no nation behind it that you need to appease or whatever. You're operating on the blockchain. You're operating in the wild west of the decentralized crypto space at this point. So you could be like, let's say you're a whistleblower in the NHS or in the CDC, and you want to start a media company, and people are behind you. You've been publishing stuff here and there already, but you want to scale it. You could issue a token on the blockchain and grow that way. Now, granted, there's legal challenges with this kind of stuff at the moment, right? But that's legalese. That's not gonna.
And it's not like it's going to be smooth. Everything's going to be smooth.
Right.
This is a battle that we're talking about. Right.
So words on a piece of paper aren't going to stop this thing. They're going to stem it for a little while. But this paradigm, this technology, this ability to do this exists. And so people will do it. And it'll change how, like we've said on many of our recent shows before, the world is becoming more decentralized. The world is becoming more competitive. It's becoming more... I guess,
Autonomous.
More autonomous. Yeah, it's going back from a highly planned system to a more decentralized system potentially. It's becoming more, if we want to use, I don't know if you listened to the recent episode a Tinfoil had with our friend Ian Ferguson, but it's becoming more Luciferian as opposed to Molochian. Is what he would say.
Yeah.
And his characterizations are so perfect because he talks about the Molochians. Imagine the Harkonnens from Dune, basically. That's like the perfect illustration of Molochians. Like the Henry Kissinger. I mean, literally, I have a hard time distinguishing Henry Kissinger from the
Baron Harkonnen.
the Baron Harkonnen.
I never put that together. That's pretty funny.
These like really fucking evil, gray, dull people. Like Planet Harkonnen, everything's gray and dull. I mean, it's that's what I see when I see Hillary Clinton speak. When I see Klaus Schwab speak, it's like a Jabba the Hutt stuffed into a human suit. Trying to act
the most boring thing that could possibly be. Like, how is anybody even keeping their eyelids open listening to this garbage?
Like the Bursa, the Pfizer, the veterinarian who runs Pfizer, these people, when they talk, this is like literally, I see like a Harkonnen dude stuffed in a human flesh suit, and then Armani suit on top of that, but like no soul behind what they're saying. That's kind of what I see. So the new age, as Ian Ferguson says, as we ascend into a golden age at one point, it'll be a long time down the road, but we ascend into the Luciferian age, which is narcissistic and highly competitive, very appreciative of skill
Challengers.
and meritocracy, challenge. Versus Molochians, they just want static, they want stasis, just like
slavery, no creative thought, no free will.
Right, the system that's been running the world for thousands and thousands of years, for like since probably maybe I don't know in Ian Ferguson's timeline, it would probably since Atlantis ended, right? That was probably when we descended into this dark Molochian age, when people, even way back in the biblical days, when people worshipped
Moloch, literally.
Moloch. I don't know if Moloch's the same as this Baal god, the god of whatever. But yeah, the child sacrifice, super evil stuff, and just the spirit behind everything you see big tech doing today, just suppressing and make it go away, and on the ground level, the useful idiots who operate for them just yelling and screaming and chip on their shoulders, demanding that everything they wish for be done. So this whole thing is going away because the world's becoming more decentralized, more appreciative of meritocracy, and more competitive, also narcissistic. So there's an overlap between the Luciferians and the Molochians. But everything that we're seeing, all these trends towards decentralization, they fit very well within this competitive paradigm. They don't fit very well within this static, swampy Molochian paradigm of the past thousands of years.
If everybody who's watching this now or recording could like, share, and subscribe it helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
I hate saying it, but it's just true.